Welcome back to a wonderful episode of our Miniac Buyer's Guide for my Dream Garage. And in today's video, we're tackling the R53 Mini Cooper S, which is by far one of the best or one of the most fun minis to own. It's one of the ones that everyone wants to own. It's one of the ones that everyone has probably owned if you are a true mini connoisseur like I am. So definitely a car worth acquiring. And if you've ever had one, you know why. That supercharger whine, the raw feeling of driving the car, it's just an incredible vehicle. So we're gonna dive into hunting for one of these cars because it's gonna take some time to find the right one. So we're gonna go back onto the same websites we did last time, and we're actually going to look for this thing. So let's dive in. So we were once again back on Autotrader, and I have already selected my vehicle. I'm looking for a 2006 Mini Cooper S because that's the model year where all the good stuff is. That's where the best model year for that car is. So we're looking for a Mini Cooper S. Now, that could include JCW. It could include Cooper S. It could include GP. We'll see. So looking right now, I have a few here that popped up. We're gonna add that one to our queue. Oh. Speaking of GP, here's one that just popped up. Here's another one. All right then, there's some good ones here. Mileage a little high on that one. Okay. There's a decent amount. There's actually quite a few older ones. Okay, so this is Autotrader. I've now pulled up some of my older cars. So here's our first one. This car is located in California. Black, 6-speed manual, 155,000 miles. Now the problem with a higher mileage car, especially like this one, is we don't know if the supercharger's been serviced. We don't know a lot of things. It might be rust, there might not be rust. There might be strut tower deformation. There could be a whole host of problems with these cars. The price is right, it's $6,000. So let's see here. I'm not seeing anything of concern at the moment. The discoloration on the A panels could be that they've wrapped them in vinyl or they've repainted the car at some point. Discoloration on the taillights. It does have the rear fog light, which is an unusual feature. Chrome mirror caps, horrible photos. Interior looks decent. These might be the cloth interior. Yeah, this is the cloth interior, okay. Gauges look good. Telltale deformation of the badge on the steering wheel indicating someone has, well, for lack of a better term, politely told people to get out of the way. So, deformation of the emblem, which is very common on first-gen minis. $80 a month if you finance it. That's not bad. No photos of the engine. So, the concern I have with this, it looks good from the outside. We don't know the mechanicals. We don't know all those other details. So we don't know enough about this car. We would actually have to go look at it. We don't have a photo of the engine. I can't tell if the towers are mushroomed on the strut towers. I can't tell anything. What I can tell by looking at the photos is that it's fairly decent. It might have had its front bumper removed at one point because I can see a little bit of a gap between the bumper and the bonnet. So there is a possibility that that has happened, which could be a problem. So I might pass this one just because even if it's the right price, it's not exactly the best condition. Moving on, of course, GPs. Now the problem with GPs is pricing is all over the place. This one is $33,900 with 79,000 miles. I drove one 3 years ago that was $38,000 with 6,000 miles. So what does that say? It says the values for these cars are everywhere, so it really doesn't matter at this point. GP would be fun. Now, looking at the photos, of course, it looks great. Now, engine bay, I can see a slight deformation in the strut tower on the driver's side, which could mean that it might need to be replaced or might need some repair. Looks like it has a brand new overflow reservoir added in, so someone's done some work on this engine. Otherwise, it looks fairly clean. Telltale, you can see tiger striping on the wheel arches, so that's happened. So it's going to need that. the price is too much. This is way too overpriced for what it is. Good looking car, overpriced. So we're gonna nix that one. 47.9, 22,000 miles. Okay, 22,000 miles, 47.9, I could see that being an okay deal. This car looks like it's in fantastic shape. Looks really, really good. GP number 549, so there is that. Photos look good. Dealership knows what they're doing with these photos. The car looks clean. The wheel arches look good. No tiger striping. The wing looks good. The whole car looks really, really good. It's a beautiful car. I like it. I don't have 47.9 for my Dream Garage, so I'd like it, but I might have to pass on it. So we're going to have to skip that one. That's just too expensive. Okay, 35,000, 32,000 miles. That seems a little bit more reasonable for the mileage. 35,000 with 32,000 miles. That's reasonable. Okay, let's look at the photos. No tiger striping that I can see. Everything looks good. The body lines are good, so no signs that it's had its bumper taken off at any point. Looks good. Coloring looks good. GP number 744. That's good. Clean, tidy. I like it. This looks good. I don't know if I have 35 grand for a JCW or for a Cooper S, GP, whatever, but that's one on our list. So let's go look at the next one. There's another GP, 19995, 92,000 miles. So let's look at this one. This is GP number 193, so it's a much different one. This car has been used. It's been driven. You can tell by the fact that it has such high mileage on it. But it looks to be in fantastic shape from the looks of things. I don't see anything that looks like it's out of place. I mean, that might be a good one. That might be a really good one. Where's this one located? All right, that might be a good one. That's a private seller by the looks of it. Let's go to the next one. All right, here's what we're usually talking about when we think Cooper S. Talk about something older. I don't like the fact that it doesn't have the xenons, and you can tell the bumper's been taken off at some point. There's a gap. And there's the gap right there. But not a bad car overall. I'm just not a fan of that one. Here's another GP, 29.9, 70,000 miles. Okay, 29.9, 70,000 miles. This is gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a real tough one. All right, let's see if there's anything on cars.com. So let's go over here. Let's clear out all the stuff. Let's start over, whole new search. All right, used Mini Cooper hardtop. Show results. Okay, now let's switch our model years here. Let's go to, all right, we're gonna start with 2006. Oh, okay, we're not gonna do cars.com. Bring a trailer. Let's look at Bring a Trailer, because there are some good ones on here. So, one immediately caught my eye. It's not a 2006, but it is a decent Cooper S. So here it is. Electric blue, has the xenon headlights. It looks clean, it looks tidy. Current bid is $42.50, and it looks like it's in decent shape. 76,000 miles, panorama sunroof. I mean, overall, looks like it's in good order. Documentation, damage-free car, so there you go. No accidents, so that's a good thing. Has manual transmission, good. Anything on the strut towers indicate mushrooming. They look a little curved, but that could be just from anything. Now, the thing with curved strut towers is if you do have mushroom strut towers, you can fix this with a hammer and a piece of wood, or you can get the strut tower defenders from Craven Speed, or I think even Outmotoring carries them. So those things, you can press them back into shape and fix that problem. I just went ahead and put in fixed camber plates in mine, but let's dive in here. So I see some rust on the muffler. That's a little concerning, but overall, this is good. Now, the problem is it's an auction, 5 days to go, $4,250. It could go either way. So let's go to Cars and Bids and see what they have available for minis. Let's just do Mini Cooper. Okay, they don't have anything. So we're going to look at, and I guarantee you Carvana won't, nor will CarMax. So that leaves Bring a Trailer. And that leaves me, let's see here, 19.9 for 92,000 miles. That's pretty good. 70,000, 29.9. I'm going to say here, if I was going to spend my money today, 19.9 seems reasonable for 92,000 miles on a GP. And this is a GP, so that seems pretty good. However, it's 92,000 miles. This is 70,000 miles for 29.9. And then this one is $35,000 for 32,000 miles. But we're talking about a car that's still about 20 years old. So I think I would love to have a GP. I think that'd be awesome. Okay, so let's say my budget's not blown here. Do I go 70,000 miles for 29.9, or do I go 92,000 miles for 19.9? So $10,000 more for 20,000 less miles. Well, the car's going to end up needing to be fixed at some point anyway. 29.9 seems like a fantastic deal. 401 a month if I were to finance it. Okay, that's not bad. Motor Car Classic, so it is a dealership. The other one, 19,995, 268 a month if I were to finance it. Tifosi Motors, wherever the heck that is. I don't know where that is. We could find out if I click on it. They are located in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Okay, so it is a Pennsylvania dealership. It's a good-looking car. It's GP0193, so it's a low-number car if you're big into that. This car doesn't look too bad. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So it looks like it's had new tinting done. Okay, a little tow hook thing is kind of stupid, but I don't really care. I don't have any engine photos, though, so that's where I'm a little concerned. Whereas if I go for the more expensive one, I don't really have engine photos of that one either, so I could be concerned about that. But lower mileage. This one's low mileage for 35 grand, though. It's at Gateway Classic Cars in Charlotte, and it looks pretty clean. Okay, here we go. Underside looks clean. Engine bay looks modified. Okay, so it's had the strut tower put in, strut brace put in, which probably means it doesn't have mushroom strut towers. However, I can't tell if those strut mounts have failed because they capped them. So, could be a problem there. Could not be a problem. Aftermarket stereo, Yeah, the aftermarket stereo, you immediately lower your price on this car. I don't know. I'm gonna say no on that one, which means it puts me to these two. Or they'll bring a trailer car. Okay, let's say I'm going to go older. We're going to go older than 2006. Let's say I'm going to buy this one. So here's a 2005 Mini Cooper S, 6-speed manual. It's not this 2020. It's not the 2006 I wanted. It has 76,000 miles. It's currently 4,250. What could the bid go up to? 4,250. That car could probably hit 8 grand, and it very well might, which isn't terrible. I don't know. It has all the right options. The hood scoop looks like it might have been replaced at some point because it doesn't quite match the color of the car, but that could just be because it's plastic. Don't know. Photos look decent. Car looks decent. Yeah, it looks like a decent car. Here's some videos. Let's listen. Let's look at the video of the exhaust. Make sure my okay. Looking for dents. I don't see any rust. I love that supercharger sound. Let's look at the walk around of the car. Okay, looks clean. Let's see. All right, what are we looking at? Panorama sunroof, decent options. Body lines look good. I don't see any rust, don't see any dents. The S heavies. Now we call those wheels the S heavies because they are, well, heavy. So, let's go back to the photos of the engine bay. So where were those photos? Let's see. I'm curious about the front bumper. Good telltale sign that the car's had its front bumper off is either cracks in the bumper cover or the screws have been replaced. Now, the reason they take those off is if they have to replace anything like the condenser on the front, or if they ever had to put the car in service mode, or if they ever have to replace anything on the front of the car. So if there's been any of that work done, you're going to see it. So, and it has the original screws. So, well, there's that. Let's look again. There's the engine bay. It looks like it still has its original screws in place, and I don't see any signs of cracking in the bumper covers. This has the original bumper cover still. Those strut towers look okay. Nope, I see some tearing. Okay, so this car has some tearing in the strut towers. So we automatically know that we're going to have to replace the strut mounts. And if you're going to be replacing the strut mounts, you're looking at about $450 per side on labor. But if you go to Outmotoring, since they are sponsoring us, if you go to Outmotoring and you look at those parts again, because those parts are known to fail, we can now go back and do some research here and find those strut mounts. Where are they? There they are. So we know it's about $350 to $450 per side, maybe $500 if you're lucky. The mount itself is about $84. So parts and labor, you're looking at about maybe $1,000, maybe not. If you can do the work yourself, great. I'm not a fan of having to constantly replace these because I had to do it so often, so I might go fixed camber plates or I might go aftermarket suspension. If you want to go OEM, Outmotoring has the parts. You're good to go on that. And if you want to do it yourself, you can do it yourself. It's not really that difficult. It just feels like it is because it takes forever to do it if you're not someone who knows how to work on these cars. So, we know it needs strut mounts. That's the first indicator. Interior looks good. I see no indications of anything with the glove box being of issue. Does it have Harman Kardon? Telltale sign is the grills around the doors. It does have Harman Kardon. Has a cloth interior. I can see some wrinkling in the material. Okay. Nothing out of the ordinary. Let's see. Has all the switches except for the rear fog light by the looks of it. Let's see if it has the rear fog light. No, but the cool thing about the first gens is you can retrofit the fog light. So there's that. Headlights looked good. This is a July 2004 build. So there's that. And it has all the original stuff, including the window sticker, all the original documents. It has all the keys. Very nice. This is nicely done. A little concerned about the exhaust. There's rust on the exhaust. And I'm concerned about the strut towers because those mounts really are failed. So, let me look at that again. The one on the driver's side looks okay. The one on the passenger side is failed, but I would have to replace both. They might be mushroomed. They might not be mushroomed. That would be a concern of mine. This would probably be the one I'd look at, but given the fact that I know it needs those things, I'm looking at probably I would probably try to get it for $7,000. Maybe $7,000. I think that's reasonable. It's low mileage. It has a few things that need to be fixed. But the exhaust really is my only big concern, and the strut mounts. But everything else looks good. I would check the maintenance history on the vehicle, of course. Let's make sure it has everything done to it. But this is probably the one I would go with. So go to bringatrailer.com, 2005 Mini Cooper S with the 6-speed manual. There's no reserve. So I think $7,000, it would probably be good on this car. This looks like the one I would probably pick. And as far as maintenance goes, it looks really well taken care of. There's things that might need to be fixed. Obviously, the strut mounts, and I'd be concerned about the exhaust, but everything else looks good. I don't even see a speck of rust on the body of the car, which is a bigger concern. So there is that. Check the gaskets around the sunroof, make sure those are good, and make sure there's no clogs, make sure there's no water pooling anywhere. Check the battery. It's in the trunk, by the way. But this is probably the R53 Cooper S that I would buy. Now, if I'm going to go GP, I would probably have to go with the GP that is $29,900 with slightly less mileage, only because it's less mileage. There's hopefully less things to worry about, but the fact that there's one out there that has 32,000 miles and is $35,000, I may consider that one just because It has the mileage that is decent, but it's still, again, a 20-year-old car. So look at those things, check all that stuff, make sure everything is okay on the vehicle. Make sure that it's not rusting. Make sure that it's not damaged in any way. It's a 20-year-old car. So I would look at those things. Check out motoring.com for all those parts. Make sure that you use the discount code that I have in my video so that you can get discounts on parts for your Mini. And if you happen to buy this vehicle, make sure you call Aaron and let him know you bought the vehicle that was featured in the video. And we'll go from there. But I think I have my 2 picks for the Dream Miniac Garage. And it's that 2005 Mini Cooper S on Bring a Trailer. And it's probably this 2006 Mini Cooper GP, only because, yes, it's 35 grand, but it has 32,000 miles on it. Now, if you had to go less, if you want to go more miles and save a little money, I might go 29.9 and get this one, or I might go 19.9 and get this one. So those are probably the best ones out there. I'm sure there's other ones. I'm sure there's a few more that I might run across, but it seems lately the older Minis are getting harder to find in decent condition and decently equipped. So I think in the next video, I may tackle, how about the car that I used to own? Let's look for an R55 JCW Clubman. That might be a good one for my dream garage. So until next time, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, check out more content on this channel at the end of this video.